up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I am very excited to share this video with you today. I've been working on it for a little while, and I'm hoping you find it very enjoyable as well. And it involves a product that was released in 2020 called the Lenovo Think Smart Viewer. And what this product was, it was basically an enterprise product. And it was a product where you put it on your desk and it worked directly with Teams, Microsoft Teams, if anybody, works on Teams all day long. And it was supposed to free up your desktop so that you can watch your Teams meetings on this little device. The problem was, it was basically just that. You couldn't do anything else with this device. And it came out at a price tag at $349. It was very overpriced. And it was very one-sided on what you could do with it. Well, fast forward 4 years or so, and now these devices, they've become pretty much obsolete. They're pretty much e-waste. So through the last year or so, this product has been clearanced out at rock bottom prices. And how rock bottom? $27 on woot.com. I picked my Lenovo Think Smart Viewer. And you might ask yourself, why'd you buy one of these if it sucks? Well, as always, the community comes to the rescue, and they figured out how to hack this device. And they figured out how to put a version of Android on here. And it runs perfectly, because the one good thing that this product did, it put a nice beefy chipset in here to make this thing work. And so you have a very, very capable 8-inch touchscreen Android tablet, and it has a vertical base so you can sit it without using a stand. So now $27, you can buy this, root it, and do what I did, which is put vertical shooters on this thing, playable with a Bluetooth Xbox controller. So what I want to do, I want to go through the process of how I did this. Big shout out to the community, because they did this. I followed their lead. And what I want to do is make a tutorial video, because the tutorial that I followed was all a document. But I want to put this in video form, so anybody who wants to pick up this product for $27, and now they have an amazing vertical shooter little tablet. You can also sit it horizontal and play horizontal games as well. You'll be able to do that. So let's do a quick kind of unboxing. I'll put the specs on the screen so you can see what this thing has to offer. But it's going to be hard-pressed to find anything close to a $27 tablet that you're going to get here. Now, they've been selling out on woot.com for like the last month or so. When I picked this up, it sold out really quick because the word's getting out on how cool this product is. They just actually put another round of these on sale a few days ago, and I actually picked up a second one. And that is the one that I'm going to use to root together. I already rooted this. I did this off stream. Took 10 minutes. No problems at all. You just have to follow the instructions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to receive my second version of this product. I'm going to film the entire rooting process so you can follow along if you want to get your hands on one of these for $27. Woot will be putting them back on sale probably in the next couple days. So keep an eye on Woot. Amazon has them for like $37, which still is an incredible price. So sit back, relax. Let's see what this thing can do for $27. We'll root it. I'll show you some gameplay. I'll show you the Android side. It has Google Play. It has Netflix. It has YouTube. It has Sirius XM radio. It has everything you could do on Android, and it's snappy as hell for $27. So sit back, let's get into this and see what trouble we can get into. All right, everybody, just a quick unboxing video just so you can see what this thing comes with. I'm going to put the specs on the screen so you can see how this thing's pretty competent. It's got a Qualcomm Snapdragon in here that makes this thing run pretty decently for the $27. And the cool thing about this is the base is like, it weighs 2 pounds. So when you put this on your desk, you don't need a stand for it. It looks really nice in its vertical mode. And it basically is going to become a really cool desk emulation device for my vertical shooters. So real quick, I just want to unbox this. It comes in just a black box. There's not much in here. You're getting just the device, a little pamphlet, and the power cord. Keep in mind, there are 2 drawbacks to this device. The first drawback is that the cord is like the barrel cord. It's not a USB, and there's no battery in here. So it always has to be near an outlet, which so far hasn't hindered my use case that I'm using this for. And the other drawback is there's only 8 GB of RAM in here. So you have to kind of maybe not put thousands of ROMs on here when you're playing your games. So you might have to switch some ROMs in and out as you get bored of your games. But I have a couple dozen on here as it is, and the space is fine. But you don't have a 32 gig machine here because it wasn't intended for this. So just want to show you what it looks like when you take off the plastic here and put it on its base. That's the vertical mode. Here's the horizontal mode, and then there's the power cord there. So from here, what I want to do is I want to start rooting this thing, take the software that's on this device and get rid of it. It's garbage. And we're going to put something useful on here that will make this device a little all-in-one media consumption / emulation beast. So let's get to the next part of the video and actually root this thing together. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to the meat of the video. Now that you have your Think Smart View, now let's begin the flashing process. And here is the exact guide that I followed that I am now going to replicate on the screen so you can follow along as well. So I will leave a link in the description for this document. And it's basically, let's just go through the document really quick because it's basically a 3-part document in my opinion. So there's the meat of the document right there. Right here it stops. So the first thing I want you to do is just read this document. Just get familiar with what they're asking you to do, what you want to download. And that's kind of step 1. So step 2 is to download all the software that this document wants you to download. And everything is highlighted here. So you basically just download all these files. So that's, in my opinion, this is step 1. Download all these files. Step 2, you have to follow the installation of the files that it wants you to do. So that's step 2. And then step 3 is the actual flashing, plugging in your device and getting it up and running with Android. I think this is 8.1. So let's go back to the top here. So I already downloaded all the software and it's all located here. And then the other software is installed on my desktop that they want you to do. So let's go back here, and I'm not going to download all this again. I'm going to save the time, but trust me, you just click on everything here and download it. And then the next step is basically follow on how they want you to install the downloaded software. Very easy, this part. It's nothing more than clicking and installing. So you want to install the drivers, you want to install this QPST, you want to install the fast boot. And then once you do that, now we have to start getting the device ready to accept all the overriding of the software that we're going to do. So now I'm going to start from this point, and I'm going to actually do the work on the screen so you can see what it looks like as I'm doing it, and I'll try to capture the device. At a certain point, the device is going to kick in, and I'll put a little camera down there so we can see how that looks during the process. So let's start flashing this device. Okay, so let's begin the actual process of flashing this, and we're just going to go step by step in the instructions. So the first instruction says open the QFIL tool, and basically you downloaded this and installed it, so just find it in your computer and open it up, and it will look like this. So under select build, we're going to hit flat, as you see there. And then under select program, we are going to use this PROGEMMC. And so I already have it because I already flashed one of them, but it should be in your downloaded directory, in your Think Smart View directory where you placed all this. So there it goes, right there. We'll let that go. And then under flat build, load the XML. And then what we're going to do is go to the raw program unsparse.xml. There you go, right here. And then what you want to do is the next thing we want patch 0. And there you go. So now we are at step 6. So the next step is we are going to make this device, we have to turn it on and we have to connect it to the computer. So what you want to do is you follow step 7, you basically plug it in, and then you have to turn on the device. So let's do that on the side. And if you cannot find the USB is plugged by a little rubber stop on the side of the device. So all you have to do is pull that off and you should have no problem getting to the USB. Okay, if you've done this correctly, you have now plugged in your Smart View. You've held down the volume up and the volume down. If you have your system sounds on your computer, you'll hear a little chime, and then you should be ready to go. So now let's go to step 9. So now we have to select port for step 9. And there it is. If you're connected, you will see this. And there it is. So now we're going to select port. It says select the Qualcomm device and click OK. And now we're going to hit the download. We're on step 11. Click the download button and wait until the flasher downloads to the device. It will show download succeeded. When completed successfully, a working flash will show updates in the status. So here we go. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. We are downloading the first step here. Let's hope it all works. And the status bar is moving. We're almost there. Your screen on your Think Smart View will be black at this time. So this is the only indication that it's working, this status bar on the QFIL tool. Come on, we're almost there. All right, as you see here, it says download, succeeded, finish download. Okay, so now that was step 11. So now let's go to step 12. Okay, step 12 says if the status pauses for a second, you get an error, start over, which we did not get. And now it wants us to go back to the QFIL and says make sure the programmer and raw program and patch are still selected, which they should be. Yes, they are. You see them here, so you shouldn't have to worry about that. And now it says switch off your device and wait 10 seconds while holding the plus and minus volume buttons while putting it back on. So now we're basically turning it off, putting it back on, and then it should reconnect. So let's do that step now. Okay, I reconnected the device. The screen is still black, but it is now connected. So now let's go to step 15. So now what we want to do is go to Tools and then Partition Manager. And when you go to Tools and Partition Manager, you will get this screen up. And what they want you to do, they want you to go to the File Recovery and select Manage Partition Data. So here's Recovery, right click, Manage Partition Data, and then select Load Image. So we're going to load image, and now we want to download or go to the downloaded file where we have our recovery file. So I downloaded the file and here it is right here. So You want the lineage 15.1.202.40531-unofficial-starfire-recovery, and here it is. So click that. And then the flash should finish within 3 to 5 seconds. Once done, close and then close again, but wait before hitting the final OK. So close, close again, and then it says wait till hitting the final OK. Hold volume plus one near the mic while you press the OK button to boot automatic into recovery. So I'm going to lean over. I'm going to hit the plus volume up, and then I am going to hit OK. And now my device is actually rebooting and I see something on the screen. And now the screen looks like this picture right here, and I will put it up on the screen, and then we will go from here. Okay, so now if your device is reconnected, you should see the screen right here that looks like this recovery. And so what we have to do, we have to go to the factory reset in step 22 and then wipe data. So I'm going to do that as you'll follow along on my, I put it down below so you can see what my screen looks like as we do this. In order to move, you just use the volume up and volume down, and then you just use the privacy slider in one direction to make your choice. So let's go to factory reset. Okay, now we have to go back and select update. Okay, so now we're ready to apply the update, and now we have to run fastboot plus plus plus. So now we're going to close. We're done with this, so let's close that, and now we are on step 25. Okay, so now we want to open ADB, which is the Fastboot Plus Plus Plus, and that should be right in your downloaded files that we did earlier. And you just search for it and it comes up. And so you want to see if the device is connected. So the first thing you want to do is just type in right down on step 25, ADB devices. And we are connected. So now the next thing they want you to do is go to the folder where your Think Smart View downloads are. So I'm going to go back to my home directory and go here, and then I know exactly where my upgrade folder is. So now that we're here, we have to copy this right here and let it go. And now when this is done, we have to do one more step. All right, here we go. It is now doing its thing. You see the progress bar going to 23%, 25%, and then it might hang for a minute or two. And as the notes say here, it could hang at 47% up to a minute, but it is still working. And as you see on the screen, it's kind of following along with the percentage bar. It's kind of moving along, and the package should catch up. It is almost loaded. There we go. So now that is done. So now what we have to do is we have to do the same procedure for this side load. So what you want to do is you want to copy this and go back, and then you want to apply the same update. And now I'm sending the other command, and here we go. I believe this is putting on Google Apps and Android 8.1. And here we go at the 47% mark again. And this is real time. I'm not going to stop the video because it should just load after this. And then we are basically done. The next step would be just to reboot it and enjoy Android lineage on this device. If I remember correctly, this side load took longer on my machine than the first one, and it looks like it's doing the same thing here. I might just take an extra second or two to load up. And there we go. We are in. Okay, so now let's go back here. And it says here, let's go back to the last few steps here. Select reboot and don't hold any buttons. Okay. We are now rebooting, and it says after the splash screen, Lineage boot animation will play for a few minutes while the OS sets up. I timed a brand new device and it took 1 minute and 20 seconds. And then the last one says Lineage OS may display the error speech services by Google has stopped. This is common and doesn't seem to be a problem. And I believe I got that error on my first one too. And I just dismissed it, and we were on our way. So once this boots up, I'll cut off this tutorial, and then I will show you videos of me playing some games, showing Android off, showing SiriusXM and any other YouTube, all the apps that you know and love. And we can close this out now. And before we close this out, we have to go back up here and give credit where credit is due for this amazing tutorial that even an idiot like me can follow. And so credit to Deadman96385 and Electimon on Discord for doing everything to get this going. And as you see on the screen, it says Google speech services have stopped, just like they said we would. And I just got rid of it by hitting the privacy window. And there we go. So now we are into Android 8.1 lineage. This device has been successfully rooted. Goodbye, Lenovo Think Smart horrible software. And let's open this to the world of emulation. So let's cut this one off, guys, and we will see you in a second showing off all the goodness of this device. All right, everybody. I know that was a little bit of a longer video, but there is not one tutorial video out there that goes step by step to root this device. So I appreciate everybody hanging in there. I want to close the video off now with a montage of some vertical gaming and some other games that I was able to put on this thing and play. Basically just throw RetroArch on this thing and then just drop in your ROMs. And that's it. I'm using a Xbox controller. It just connects via Bluetooth. No latency. Pretty good setup. So enjoy. I appreciate you watching. Thank you so much. Let me know if you're interested in getting one of these. I can send out a community post when they go back on sale. They're becoming a little more rare and they're going up in value. Right before I filmed this last piece of the video, I did a check on Amazon. They used to be $39. Now they're going for $75. So looks like the word is getting out. This is a very versatile piece of equipment. Well worth $27. Well worth your time. I'll see everybody on the next one. Thanks.